So we're kind of experiencing the shifting sands of impermanence, which actually is happening all the time, but we're usually not aware. So that says something about how our minds function. Right there, we're always thinking things are going to be permanent. And in this, I guess I was thinking about what is, over the years, many people come and go, and sometimes there's just ways that people handle themselves that is kind of a modeling for for me. And so there was a person who used to live here, and he's come to mind quite frequently to me lately, I think because I've been kind of using this motto for my behavior whenever anything comes up lately, is just to think about extending kindness. And this person reflected that very consistently, really, in his interactions with people. He had a lot of value for connecting with people, and he maybe thought his practice was rather simple and his understanding of the Dharma simple, but in my mind, kindness is, I think, of a very great value. And I was noticing how when things come up in my mind, if I just kind of set that there, like kind of set aside my little whatever, pity party, anger or frustration or whatever's going on, and just try to make a little space around that, and then just think about extending kindness in this situation. And it really is quite helpful to have that as a value. And I remember when I lived here, not very long at first, I was here about 6 weeks, and everything was just so joyful for me. It was just a completely joyful time. It was very different from now in terms of the shifting sands. There would not have been this many people in the room. There were just a few people here, and lots of coming and goings, and everything being created, and I was just on cloud 9. And then that kind of started to end, and then I was just always so surprised, because I was, I would say, kind of naive in my understanding. And I just couldn't understand how I could be in such a beautiful place and have my mind go south, like how can that even be, which is kind of crazy, because I've used to spend time hiking and I wasn't always in a good mood or anything, but just the joy changed. And I didn't have so much understanding. I think I've learned a lot about myself and my various mental states, and then after a few years of seeing them and becoming more aware, learned to work with them a little bit better sometimes. But at that time, and even now, it hasn't really changed. There's this underlying value. I remember feeling quite confused, walking around in this beautiful grass and trying to figure things out, and just thought, the only thing that makes sense to me is kindness. Everything else felt just completely confusing. And I think that kind of, you have your core beliefs that you can kind of always lean on when the times are hard or maybe not so hard. And so since things are always changing, and we want this security, at least for me, I find that to be the thing about impermanence that's the most difficult, is that I want to feel secure. And things are always changing, so there's shifting sands under your feet. But there is a place, I think, that we can get to with our practice where, at least as Venerable Tenzin Palmo said, you will be kind of secure in the insecurity, because you'll just know by the nature of things are changed, they are insecure, and you can kind of just relax with that and just watch them arise and cease, and not have to kind of be enveloped by all this change being so challenging or whatever. You can just kind of, take things, bring things in with a sense of kindness and do what you can do, and then just relax and watch the show. I think there'll be some security in that when we'll look like Lama Yeshe over there in that picture. We'll just be beaming at everyone with our kind hearts. And then we can that will be a secure thing to have a kind of mind that can see through to the nature of reality and be able to bring a kind heart forth in whatever the situations are.